Hello. Hi, bonjour. Hola, ni hao. I'm trying to learn hello in different languages. We have many different walks of life, you know? How y'all doing on this good Wednesday? It's Wednesday, y'all. Happy hump day. Happy hump day. How y'all doing today on this beautiful day? How you doing? Hey, pretty Juju. Hi, Audrey. I am Michael. Hey, boo. Shatara. Sir Joe. Hey, Jamie. Hey, boo. Thank you. Hey, Royal. ¿Cómo está? Hello. Rebecca. Dr. X. How you doing? Nana Do. Hey, boo. Hey, B. Hey, salute. Tracy. AJ. Hey, Anitra. Jamie. Katarina. How y'all doing? I'm excited. This read is going to be deep today, okay? Thought-provoking today, okay? And I was able to get my internet fixed, so I should not have any more issues in regards to like the skipping or like the delays with my internet, okay? All right, let's get into it now. All right. Okay. Well, welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afrozine. And today I'm reading for the beautiful and handsome collective. Hello, collective. How you doing? Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. One more time. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Yes. You get some flowers. You get some flowers and you get some. Yes. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell to book a private reading with me or to shop in my store. All that information is in my description box below. Okay. Let's get into this read today. Just going to jump right into it. I did not forget about the message or the read that I was stating in regards to mail being tampered with. I still need more time in regards to collecting more information. So just bear with me as I sit with spirit and kind of receive that information. Once I receive enough information, then I will go ahead and disseminate that towards you guys. Okay. All right. I got this shirt. Where the Wild Things Are. I got it from Walmart in the men's department. So just in case you're wondering where I got it from, okay? Where the Wild Things Are. I got it from Walmart in the men's department, okay? Because I'm pretty sure y'all gonna ask, where'd you get that from? All right, so channel message here is, you survived, they did not. You survived, but they did not. And when I say they, it could be a friend, a frenemy, a co-worker, toxic family members, ex-lovers, ex-friends, whatever, however, okay? You survived the gossip. You survived the slander. You survived the backbiting. They didn't. You survived the trolls. You survived the hate, even the exile. They did not. Everything they pray for is now placed onto their lap, and it's a very, very, very hard pill to swallow. The thoughts and sights of being treated in the manner that they treated you from other people horrifies them, makes them very weak within themselves. They have went silent because they're scared, unpredictable. They don't know who's after them, and they regret every last decision they made to come up against you. What is happening here, something that was so profound to me as I was taking a shower, is that you cannot have revival without survival. A lot of us, or most of us, may have went through some very tumultuous situations or experiences to the point where maybe even just a slight thought that we thought that maybe this was how our life was supposed to turn out. But it was something in regards to a shimmer or a glimmer of hope that when you did hit rock bottom, and just because you may have hit rock bottom doesn't mean that rock bottom hit you or hurt you. It was just more so an indicator that this is the lowest that you can ever be or that you will ever stay in. And once you were able to see the crack through the rock bottom, just be so rock bottom is, we'll say it in this way, from a perception point of view here. When you think of the word rock bottom and you're able to illustrate it here, you'll think of basically just rocks at the bottom of something. But sometimes all of the rocks are not, they're just kind of placed in any which position here. And there are some instances where you might actually see like light coming through that actual rock. And that's what's happening here, okay? They wanted you to hit rock bottom and keep you there. A glimmer of hope shined through the cracks, and it was the beginning of your revival. So all that you have went through, all that you have experienced here, it was basically for a bigger purpose here. And the bigger purpose here was for you to see you in all of your elements, all of your glory. And when I say glory, meaning the light, the glow that emits from you, the shine that shines from within, you know, that's being shown, or everyone is seeing just how strong or just how bright that you have became once you were able to get from underneath rock bottom, right? They thought they had a hold on you because all they knew was to survive. That's all they knew. And once again, what people know, or they can only treat you based on their level of experience. And all they knew were nothing but survival techniques and methods. And once you were able to surpass all of those techniques and methods that they keep throwing and hurling towards you here, should I even put it in this way, those same rocks that you hit when you finally met at the bottom here, you were able to recreate with those rocks, and you were able to create something so profound or so great that you were able to climb yourself out of the sticky or very slender situations that these individuals have placed you in here. And that's what they weren't expecting. They weren't expecting you to get out of rock bottom. They were expecting you to stay in rock bottom and just sit there and wither away and pre-transition yourself out and get very sick and get very ill and have this woe is me type of energy and things of that nature here. But tables have turned. Tables always turn when they have wheels underneath the table. And these individuals thought that, you ever seen a table that has the detachable wheels that you can put it in and then you can take it out if you don't want the table to be turning or whatever the case may be? Metaphorically speaking or figuratively speaking, these individuals thought that they had the wheels to the table so that way you wouldn't be able to turn or shift the table in your point of view, or more so in your favor here. But as I mentioned, you are an inventor of your life, or you're an inventor of your world. And just because they threw certain things towards you here, they thought that the things that they threw towards you would not been possible for you to actually manifest from the things that they have thrown towards you here. So the joke's on them here. This is why you survived, because you were able to think with the things that they gave to you, or the things that they hurled or threw towards you here, and you were basically able to make lemons into lemonade. Yes, your will is very, very strong. Someone's name could be William or Willis, but overall, your will is very, very strong to the point where it's so real that it puts you in a position where you refuse to stay within the box that they had for you. Just because someone creates a box for you doesn't mean that you have to sit in the box that another person attempts to create for you. That's their box. That's their home. And their home, rightfully so, belongs to them. And now they're in their rightful place where they belong, which is this box. And this box that they created is filled with angst, anxiety, a lot of pressure, scariness. They're very silent. They're very aloof. They turned off their cell phones. They're hiding behind things. They wanted to hide behind people, or more so they wanted to hide behind you or children here as well too, because they thought that if they hid behind other people here, that it would take away from them to be responsible or hold themselves accountable for what they have done towards you here. So the moment that you step aside and you allow them to be in, you know, in the forefront of the firing squad, because that's what's happening here, metaphorically speaking, shit, even physically speaking. They're in front of a firing squad, and this is where they never thought that they would be here, and they can't get out of the situation. Filled. They fill their box with nothings, nothing filled with hate. Okay, because when you hate something, it's not a whole thing. It's very empty. Hate is empty. Why do you hate something or someone? What is the reason why a person can hate someone? It's filled with nothing, because normally when that person hates someone, you ask them, they normally don't really have an answer, specifically for the ones that tend to go around hating people for no reason, without prejudice. Why do you hate that person? Or why don't you, why do you hate that thing? No response. So their box was filled with nothing, literally and figuratively. Their box were filled with nothing but hate, angst, anxiety, worrisome, jealousy, envy, gossip, etc., here. So now, because oh, this is gonna be a good read today, y'all. So we got Mark and we have chair here. So they marked themselves to be able to sit in the chair that they created for you here, and they can't handle that. They can't handle you being able to get out of the survival that they placed you in. You did not place yourself in this survival mode because you weren't even aware at the time that you were surviving. Despite all the things that they have done to you and they have thrown towards you here, you still had a glimmer of hope or a glimmer of shine where you still wanted to thrive amongst you surviving. You may not have looked at survival as such, but you were still able to have a very optimistic mindset or point of view as to where, yes, things are falling apart around me, no one is talking to me, I feel all alone and things of that nature here, but you were able to allow the lights within yourself to glow so brightly that it kind of like it sent out like a bat signal towards God, spirits, universe, Jesus, however way y'all do y'all thing. But that glimmer of hope or light that you have within, it signaled something or created something within you to kind of like wake you up, or to more so to shine your light to see that just because you hit survival or you hit rock bottom doesn't mean that you were supposed to stay there. That makes sense? So now they have egg on their face because these individuals were saying that you wouldn't amount to anything, you ain't this and you ain't that, but the glow is showing otherwise. The glow of your light is showing otherwise. All the things that they have said, it doesn't make sense because it's not adding up in regards to how you are showing up. And you are the right person for this position here, the right person for you to ensure and to make sure that you are successful of whatever it is that you set your mind to. You had the support. That's the most important thing that you need for self in order for you to be successful, is to support yourself. You have to learn how to support you. You have to learn how to support you. You were always the right person for this position when it came to you. Does that make sense? And once you agreed and confirmed that there is a better way to do something, or there's another path or another outlet or another option to get out of this sticky situation here, then comes the divine, spirits, universe, Jesus, God, however way you do your thing. But you needed to bet on you first. That's the most important thing when it comes to you growing and to you thriving and things of that nature here, okay? So you were the right person to support self. And once you put all of that energy back into you, all of that love right back into you here, things just started to spread like wildfire. And if it has not yet, you're going to, especially if you're over here. You're going to learn over here. We don't do darkness over here. I tap into the darkness, of course, but I want to see you being in the best of your light. I want to see you shining your light, however way that fits for you or resonates for you here, okay? So we talking about you as a divine collective, you. It's very important to believe in yourself. You had a group of crows or a group of birds that wanted to, or vultures or vampires that wanted to just be around you here, and they wanted to take everything from you, but they didn't take anything from you, to be honest. The most important thing that they wanted to take from you was you. They didn't want you to support yourself. They wanted you to lean on them for support. But if you're leaning on someone that knows nothing about, that knows only, if you're leaning on someone that only knows survival or surviving, that's not the best support that you should give to yourself or even offer to yourself. Because if you allow yourself to ignore who you are, however that resonates for you, authentically or truthfully here, and you allow someone to kind of step in with their survival type of, if that makes sense, support here, you're going to fall in the same space or in the same sector as them, surviving. This is why you survived and they did not. See, it say didn't. So now they're trying to figure out how can they get out of survival mode. Again, you cannot revive yourself, or you cannot have revival without survival. Sometimes you need to learn the hard lessons to understand, dang, okay, this is getting out of control. This is spiraling out of control. Let me do something very different, or let me take a different approach, or let me take a different direction, or let me take a different path. And you decided to say yes to self because you truly felt that you truly deserve that. And yes, you do. You deserve everything that you place your mind to, or you set your mind to. Whatever greatness that you decide that you feel that you should have, you deserve it all. They never wanted you to see that clearly, which is why they wanted you to hit rock bottom and stay there. That's not your portion. That life was not set for you. Whatever energy that you connect with, again, God, universe, Jesus, etc., whatever, however the case may be here, that was not what that energy had in store for you. It had great things or better things in store for you. And you took it. You worked it. You started to follow your intuition. You started to hone in into your discernment. You started to do more for self to get out of survival mode. See, some examples of someone being in survival mode, you lose all of the glow, all of the energy from you. It may feel very sucked dry. You may look dark around your eyes. Your face may look sunken in. You may lose your hair. You may look very sunken and sullen and sulky, you know, when someone is taking all that they can from you. There's an actual trend on TikTok called, I forget the actual name of it, but there's a trend on TikTok where specifically women are narrating their experiences surrounding family members, ex-lovers, friends, etc. here, where they're showing you a before and an after. Before, they were glowing, they were beautiful, they were in their prime. And when they got connected to vampires or individuals that just wanted to take from them here, some were hospitalized, some was just weakened, they were broken down. Like, you can really see the difference between night and day here. And that's what they were trying to do. But to be honest here, all of this work or foolishness that they have done here, they're back in this space where they belong, surviving to the point where they're hanging on by the skin of their teeth, and they don't know how to get out of this. They can't rest because they don't know how to get out of this. They're very fidgety. They're very nervous. They're very afraid. They're very scared because they survived on gossip. The things that they used to survive on, they can no longer survive on anymore because you are no longer their scapegoat. They need a scapegoat in order for them to survive whatever it is that they're trying to run away from. Survival. That's all they know. You are the one that gives life, whether that's in words, whether that's in the way that you walk, you talk, whatever, however, but your demeanor, who you are truly, the authentic part of who you are, or the authentic aspect or the truth of who you are gives life. It gives life. Life to the point where they don't understand anything about life because they never lived it before. So here you come, living life, la-di-da, la-di-da, and they see you living this life and they want to snuff that away from you. No, absolutely not. So without the gossip, without the slander, without the backbiting, they cannot survive. How else is this going to keep them hoisted up or holstered up if they are living off of gossip? Listen to it in this way, or change or shift your perspective in this way. They lived and they survived off of gossiping of you. This is how they got their power. Oh yeah, the collector. Yeah, yep. Yeah, see, I told you. And they're thriving off of the gossip in order to survive. They are thriving off of the gossip to survive off of you. They needed you. You don't or did not need them. You were and is better off without them. Does that make sense? You are better off without them. And the moment that you disconnected here, you became full or whole. When you're doing something, when it comes to you, it's a team thing, or it's more of a it's a team effort. I'll put it that way. It's a team effort between you and whatever source or whatever, thing that you do. God, spirit, Jesus, universe, however you do your thing, that energy that you are connected with. It was a duel or a team or a partnership that you finally understand, or you're now more so connecting to here, that is getting you out of survival mode. It's like a plant. So I know I love my plants, right? Over time, if you just keep a plant within the sun with no nourishment, you're not talking to the plants. You're not loving on the plants. You're not giving it the nutrients that it needs to grow. It's going to start to go down. It's going to start to curl up. It's going to start to wilter. It's going to start to break down. And you're going to see a lot of changes. You're going to see physical changes that is going to start to happen with this plant if you don't nurture it in the way that you should nurture it. If that makes sense here. And they did not want you to survive the nurturing that you were giving yourself, because who else are going to give you the nurturing better than you? You couldn't, and you didn't receive it from your mother figure, father figure. Take it how it resonates. I'm specifically speaking about toxic family dynamic here, okay? You couldn't get it from this toxic mother or toxic father here, so you had to learn how to adopt and also adapt to things that you went without for a very long time, to when the point was when you realize that you were in a partnership with spirit, source, divine, etc. Here, you realize that it was no longer a game. Remember, these are the same individuals. You need to pray to God, and you need to listen to God, and you need to do this, but they're not praying or listening to God, and we all know that here. They're connecting with something much more darker or sinister than the light of God. We all know this here, but they didn't want you to know that. It was a game of spiritual, I'll say spiritual negligence. I'll say that. It was a very, very strategic and very maniacal game of spiritual manipulation and things of that nature here, because they did not want you to see your true full potential of who you truly could become. Does that make sense? So just because, and they fought really hard to ensure that you would not be able to see yourself, it fought even harder to ensure that the world wouldn't see you, because if the world see you in all of your glory, meaning the light, okay, I'm going to look at glory as light, okay, but if the world see you in all of your lights here, then other people will see that the things that they were saying about you is not true, and that is what's happening here. For years upon years, they wanted to keep you in survival mode. They wanted you to be in a position where it was almost animalistic. I don't know if you guys ever seen like a pet being abused, and you can tell when the pet is being abused. I'll use a cat for an example. If a person is doing harmful things towards this cat, eventually the cats will develop some form of a trait to where they always have to be on guard, survival mode. You trying to come towards this cat and the cat's back is standing up, or they're hissing at you, or they're very violent in their approach, you know, or your approach towards this cat here. It was like they wanted you to be very animalistic, or to carry out these animalistic traits here to ensure that you could never, you know, keep calm, be emotionally intelligent, and etc., and things of that nature here. Now they feel very animalistic. Now they feel like that they're always on edge. Their back is always against the wall. They always have their claws out because they don't know who's coming for them. And the world is coming for them, because this is going to be a worldwide event. Worldwide event of shame. Public shame. Public humiliation. Public angst. Public gossip. Public slander. Public backbiting. The things that they wanted for you behind the scenes, now everyone is seeing publicly, and they can't handle that. But that's what they produced. That's what they caught in their net. They powered up based on the gossip and slander that they spoke about you maliciously, daily. And they can't seem to get out of this. They can't seem how to get out of survival mode. They needed you to live and thrive. Always remember that. If someone is coming up towards you or against you and you ain't do anything towards this person, ask yourself, why is this person treating you in this way? What is it that you have that they don't have? You don't even have to have a conversation with them most of the time. Just leave them alone. Disconnect from them. Ignore them. Cut off the energy. No communication. Because it puts someone in a position where now they're in their mind and now they're spiraling out of control based on their survival or based on the things that they have done towards you. They were surviving off of the gossip, the backbiting, the slander that they were spewing about you. But if you're not there and the story is not corroborating with what they're saying about you, they're not able to survive whatever it is that they have tried to place onto you. Does that make sense? So this is why they're going under. And they're feeling very objectified, which is very odd to me. But they feel very objectified. And very open and vulnerable, which they don't like. I know you like to thank your don't stink. Roses really smell like boo hoo hoo hoo. Yeah, roses really smell like boo hoo hoo hoo. Caroline. Crash, crash, crash into a ditch. look. We got true. Always, no matter what you do, whatever you decide to do in life, keep this within your heart. Always stay true to self, despite what people try to throw towards you, despite what people may say towards you, despite what people try to do towards you. Always remain true in your authentic self, because I'm telling you, the moment that you realize that the truth of who you are, or the authenticity of who you are, is really what saved your life. The glow of your truth, or the truth of your glow, it's a real thing. It goes hand in hand, because we all know that when one or a person speaks truth, you're going to see the lights within that truth. You will. It's going to cause a stir for some people. It may trigger some people, but that's what truth do. That's the only way that the truth can be at the forefront, or be placed back where it needs to be, on top. And you're back in your rightful throne, or your rightful chair here, where now you're being seen as the truth, the authentic truth of who you are, that they cannot survive on. They survived on lies. Gossip is lies. Slander is lies. Backbiting is lies. Hate is a form of lies as well too. Again, you ask someone, why do you hate that person so much? They never, ever have an answer. Never. They don't ever have an answer as to why they don't like a person or a place or a thing here. It's always silence. Oh, I just don't like them because I just don't like them. Well, that doesn't make sense. So you don't like a person because you don't like them, and you're going to try to cause harm to them because you don't like them. That doesn't make sense. But yet again, we're not dealing with individuals who are making sense. And that's another thing that they don't want you to see. They don't want you to see that you realize that they're not making sense. So now this group has dispersed. Family dynamic, friends, whoever, however here, everybody is trying to survive on their own. They even came together as a group, or as a clump of cunts, to try to survive or thrive off of you. And one by one, remember, you are that bowling ball. One by one, you just throw that bowling ball down that path, and you hit a strike every time they come up against you. You keep hitting strikes, and sometimes spares. We won't say you hit strikes and no spares. You just keep hitting strikes every time they approach you. And now this whole group is dismantled. Somebody listening to Stevie Wonder, Do I Do? You haven't noticed that even in the darkest moments, that stars, when you look outside, that star, you can see the brightest star out there. That's you. Divine Collective, who I'm speaking to. That is you. You are one of the brightest of the stars in your, in your point of view, your perception of things here. And they didn't like the fact that you shined or shone brighter than the actual group here. Yes, a clump of cunts. Yes, a clump of cunts. Yes, is what I said. A clump of them. Now, they're finally wearing the shoe that belongs to them. The right shoe, the filthy shoe, the foul shoe, the shoe that nobody wants to fit or walk in, the shoe that truly belongs to them. They have to wear it. They have to walk with it, and they don't like it. They don't like the ickiness of their foundation. Because how you put it in this way, your root chakra is the foundation of self. If you don't feel stabilized, or if you don't feel like you have a strong foundation with your root chakra, everything else is going to fall apart, or you may tip over and things of that nature here. They're wearing a shoe that they were trying to push onto you. Yes, thank you. Earth Angle says they want to be Cinderella so bad. And we all, well, not all, but if you watch the movie, when it came to Cinderella here, the evil stepsisters and the evil stepmom here tried everything possible to wedge their nasty foul foot into Cinderella's shoe. And the Prince Charming tried everything possible, because when it's strike 12, Cinderella went back to doing the things that she was doing for her stepmother and her evil sisters here. So the moment that the Prince Charming man tried to find Cinderella, every woman within that town or city or community here tried every which way possible to try to wedge their big hoof into Cinderella's shoe. And the moment that the man found Cinderella here, Cinderella was able to just glide herself into the shoe. I could look at you guys as that Cinderella or Cinderfella, okay? Because we got men here as well too. No one can fit your shoe best than you. It don't matter. We can wear both the same sizes. My foot could be very narrow and very skinny, and maybe your foot could be a little bit wider and fatter. You know what I mean? Just because you wear the same size doesn't mean that that shoe was meant for you to wear or fit. That makes sense. So now they're like land sharks that's caught up in land with no water, with no resources. They're out of their element. You push them out of their elements when you shone your light. You ever seen fish being washed ashore and you have to try to hurry up and push the fish back into the water or back into the element so that way it can continue doing what it's doing? Well, they can't. They wanted to live on land so bad. They thought what they can do underwater that they can do on land, figuratively speaking. They thought that they could attack you on land, or more so your land or your foundation, and they thought wrong. Could be a father figure. Take it how it resonates. Take it how it resonates. A toxic father. If you had a father that was loving, that is beautiful. I love that. I truly do. But please keep this space open for individuals that may have experienced some harsh realities or experiences surrounding an actual toxic father or a toxic mother here, okay? Nothing is what it seems like. Nothing. When it comes to this toxic father thought if they didn't teach you anything, that you would have ended up very rambunctious. You would have ended up on some form of a paraphernalia. You would have ended up selling yourself or hurting yourself. Like, this toxic father wanted the absolute worst for you. And they were willing to do anything possible to ensure that they manifested the worst for you. They wanted you to survive like how they survived. How was it that you were able to revive from the survival when they didn't teach you anything at all? That's what's mind-blowing to them. We have history. You see this woman here? You see how she's engraved, or more so in the actual earth here? Could be a mother figure, grandmother, aunt, take it how it resonates here. There's also laundry behind this woman here as she has an egg. I'm going to look at you as the egg here. An egg is a form of creation. It's an opportunity to create something new. But you need to be able to have the options or the ability to fertilize this egg into something bigger or better. An example would be a chicken. If a chicken is able to fertilize this egg, well, then a new chicken or a new baby will be born from this, if that makes sense here. But in regards to this egg here, it's like this mother figure who's holding a snake, who is the snake, but has their whole attention on this egg here, which is you, because egg is a creation, right? It's an opportunity to create something new, right? So they wanted to be in control of the creation of something new, or the egg, more so you here, while they're holding the snake. So it's like they didn't want you to know that they were the snake, or they were holding on to the snake, or they had very snakish type of energy, or they had snake vibes, or their whole persona was surrounding being very snakish towards you here, to the point where there was a crow here, okay? Maybe this woman didn't see the crow, but the crow was the, it was the main centerpiece for you learning things about what's happening. So I look at crows as a form of a warning of destruction, or signs before destruction. When you may hear a crow or you may see crows, you may know that something odd or that something is off. This is why crows show up in this way, is to give you some form of sign or signal that, hey, maybe you should do it a different way, or maybe you should go a different route in that kind of way. But as they're looking at the creation of the egg, which is you, and also if this is also a mother figure here, this mother figure feel because they gave birth to you, for whoever resonates, okay? They feel that because they gave birth to you here, that they're in control of the egg, which is you here. And they want to watch you very closely, or they want to scrutinize every part or every intricate part as to who you are when it comes to this egg here, to ensure that you don't hatch into something great or into something brilliant. Does that make sense? So with the clothes here, while this woman is watching this egg, which is you here, all of the dirty laundry is behind them and it's soiled. I don't know if you can see flies. There are flies that are hanging or surrounding. There are flies here that's actually surrounding these dirty clothes here, and they're not paying attention to that. All they're paying attention to is you, the creator, the creator of your life, the creator of your foundation, the creator of your path, the creator of whatever it is that you're trying to do for yourself here. They did not want you to heal because they knew that if you heal, they would not be able to survive without you. They never survived, or they never healed, and they weren't banking on you to heal as well. So if you don't heal, then you're all going to be in the same spot. But they wanted you to take the brunt of the survival skills or skill set that's all they have, basically. Most of your parents, for whoever resonates, of course, lived in survival mode. And they wanted you, or they wanted to up the ante to ensure that you were in the same predicament as them. No. No. Absolutely not. Somebody listening to Ghostbusters? When there's something strange in the neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. And this ghost could be gossip. The ghost of gossip. The spirit of gossip. The spirit of slander. The spirit of backbiting. The spirit of hate. The spirit of being exiled. The things that they did not want for themselves is what they finally got for themselves. Because they prayed and prayed. P-R-E-Y, not P-R-A-Y. They prayed and they prayed and they prayed and they prayed upon you until it finally fell right into their lap. It says fate. Here we go. Fate. Somebody, if you work with your ancestors or if you honor or venerate your ancestors, they want Coca-Cola on their altar, okay? I don't know who that's for. Someone name could be Shannon with a C or a S. So it could be S-H-A-N-N-O-N or C-H-A-N-N-O-N, or it could be Channing, C-H-A-N-N-I-N-G. So take that how that resonates. Could be a grandfather energy or an uncle that you were close to that passed away. They may have been a cigar smoker. They're coming through in this energy here. Yep, and the community is seeing. You are the lone wolf. They left you in the wild and they thought that you were going to completely destroy yourself while being in the wild. They thought that you didn't have any type of instinctual instincts when it came to you thriving, not surviving. They automatically assumed because they went through what they went through here that they thought that you would be in the same predicament or element as them, as surviving. And again, that's not your portion. So with community and spider here, not everyone is seeing that they're stuck. Everyone. Even spirit, source, God, divine, universe, however way y'all do y'all thing. Everybody is watching them fall. Everybody. So his name is Rashad. Risa. I'm hearing Rayvon or Rayon. I think Rayon was some type of chemistry something, I believe. Or Radon or something like that. If you're a chemist, you may know what I'm speaking about, but I'm hearing Radon. I think they used to search for that or investigate that in homes back in the 80s or 70s or something like that. Now they're scared. Scared and don't know what to do because they're in trouble. Trouble. They're in so much trouble they can't escape it. They're in so much trouble that they can't survive their troubles. They can't survive their own troubles. And that's their story that everyone is seeing with vision here. That's the tea. That's the tea, boo. And it's multiplying as we speak. Could be a Leo. Take it how it resonates. Leo's right here. Could be a Leo. It say the 29th on here, but Leo is what? July and August. So somebody could be born on July 29th because August 29th will be Virgo. So somebody's born on July 29th or something may have happened around July 29th of last year. Last year was 2024. I'm also hearing the Virgin Mary or Guadalupe. Maybe you pray to the Virgin Mary. Maybe you have a statue of the Virgin Mary. You could be Catholic. You may have recently visited a cathedral for prayers or services. Or maybe you found solace within a cathedral, because I just see this big cathedral with Mary of Guadalupe is what I'm seeing. So take that how that resonates. Yeah, look, wisdom. Look, wisdom. Strong Leo. Strong Leo. Strong Leo. There's a Leo that's suffering here. If you're on the right side of things and you may feel like you're suffering, you're going to get out of the situation. Oh, let me put this in. I forgot. Child, I'm just sitting here yapping. So I am creating a group on Facebook called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. It's going to be a community of individuals that may have went through a lot of suffering or negative experiences surrounding narcissistic abuse from different trauma levels here. I am creating that group to create a community of where you can actually feel heard and get the help that you need to get out of this situation. But please keep in mind that it's not a trauma bond group. I need to make that very clear. Don't trauma bond in the group. You have a problem, we have the solution. If you're not open to solutions of your past, and that group is not going to be for you. I'm going to be very honest with you, because I don't do self-victimization. I don't do woe is me. I don't like stuff like that around me. And if you're wanting to be within this group here, you have to, when you're ready, of course, be prepared or come prepared to learn and to heal. If that makes sense? So there will be no trauma bonding in that group. I need to make that clear. But Wisdom Beyond Wounds was created for individuals like myself and you, from who may have went through a lot of narcissistic traumatic abuse or experiences here, okay? This book is readily available for you to purchase on Amazon.com, okay? So I want to make the group today So strong Leo, strong Leo. What 22nd? So somebody could be born between the 22nd of July or the 29th of July. That will be a Leo, okay? Yep, it's going to be on Facebook because that's the only way where people can have the community talk. So yes, that's the only way I can make the group. I can't make groups anywhere. I can't make it on Instagram. I can't make it on TikTok. So Facebook is the best option for that at this moment, okay? Someone's name is Alistair. Alistair, Allistair, Alistair, or Allistare, or Allison, or Ali, or alley cat. Maybe you live near an alley where there's cats always crooning or singing in your ear. I'm also hearing don't feed the cat. Take that how that resonates. Don't feed the cat. Strong Leo. Strong. Maybe you're watching Martin recently with Tommy Strong. Strong Leo is struggling right now. The rituals that they were doing towards you is no longer working here. It's not. It's falling on deaf ears. Every time they try to attack you, it just automatically backfire in their face here. And they look very, very weak in spirit. Very weak in spirit here. See? Victory is in reverse. Could be an Aries. Strong Leo or an Aries. Somebody is listening to SWV or Keith Washington. I'm hearing that's very specific. You could be listening to Keith Washington here. So we have abundance upright and wholeness in reverse. They don't feel whole abundantly. You can't feel whole abundantly if you're in survival mode. It's going to be very hard for you to feel whole while you're in survival mode. That's where the thriving aspect or the optimism of self comes in. So abundance, so it could be a Sagittarius or it could be an Aquarius. Take it how it resonates. Hey Alzada, how you doing? And this will continue the breaking down as to who they are publicly, because public appearance means the most to them. And it's going to basically, their reputation is FUCKED. It's completely messed up. It's ran to the ground here, and it will continue to be ran into the ground until they take their last breath. What sign is that? A Capricorn. And say transition. I ain't making it up. They're so heartbroken that they're caught. That's a Cancer sign. They're so heartbroken that they weren't ever able to get out of survival mode. When you see someone in survival mode and they give many different signs that they're in survival mode, run away from that person. Disconnect from that person. Don't stay around that person, because a person that's only in survival mode and they realize that you're in a thriving mode, they're going to do everything possible to top that over for you. And that's not fair to you. It's important, or it's more so imperative, to ensure that you are connected to like beings or like-minded individuals. You're thriving, I'm thriving. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Be around people that are more so like you. That makes sense. People that are authentic, people that are truthful, people that, hey, outspoken, whatever. However, you want to align yourself with people that have the same type of morals or integrity as such. Yes, you deserve to thrive. 100%. You deserve to thrive, but you cannot thrive around people or a group of imbeciles that want you to survive. Strong Leo, strong Leo, low vibrational Leo. That's not doing well. That's crashing out behind the scenes. Oh well. Yes, I love that. Showbit says on YouTube, controlled public life is turning into public humiliation. Why do they need to be behind the scenes to attempt to control you? Why not do it publicly? Because if they did it publicly, or if people were aware that they were doing it publicly, they know that they'd be shunned. They know they'll be exiled. They know that they will be the talk of the town, or the topic of the town. They know that people will gossip about them, which is why they try to do it behind your back. Pathetic, if you ask me. Very pathetic, if you ask me. Someone's name is Danita, Dennis, Derek. Someone's name is Simone. It say, hey Yvonne, it says happiness in reverse. Could be a Gemini. 15. Maybe you have a 15-year-old that's unhappy. Take that how that resonates. Maybe you were unhappy for 15 years. There's a 15-year-old that's very, very unhappy here. But they want to get their wish with magical blessings. So if you are disconnected from this is very specific, of course. If you have a 15-year-old that you're not connected to at this time, you will be reunited with this person, and happiness will take the forefront between you and this person's connection here. But it's seeing, yeah, this 15-year-old is protected, okay? You have a 15-year-old child that loves music. Take that how that resonates. Okay, I'm not going to stay too much on kids today, because I really want to focus on you guys, because the more that you're able to heal yourself, the more you'll be better, better equipped to take care of this child, okay? So I want to really focus on Divine Collective today. All right, so yeah, okay. All right, okay, Spirit. Yeah, so you'll be reunited, okay? 6 of Wands and the World here. I feel like this 15-year-old, for whoever resonates, are fully aware with intellectual, and swords represents air. So it's a Gemini 15-year-old child. That's very specific, as mentioned here. But they're very intellectual, they're very intelligent, or very logical, and they know what's going on here, okay? They know exactly what's going on. Yep. They know that people that came up against you here, that their world is crashing. They're fully aware with the 9 of Swords here. Whoever came up against you here is in a state of emergency. You could be listening to Third World. That's an actual reggae group back in the 90s. You could listen to Maxwell. It's what's the name of that? I just wanna be close to you and do all the things you want me to. Maxi Priest, that's his name. You could be listening to Maxi Priest, or you may love that type of music or genre. I guess that would be considered, I don't know how to categorize his music. It could be like island, or I don't know how to characterize, but I just heard Maxi Priest, okay? We have 10 of Swords, and then I'm hearing big wheels keep on turning, primary keep on rolling, we rolling, we rolling. We rolling down the river. Tina Turner. So we have 10 of Swords. We have the Tower. We have the High Priestess in reverse. We have Judgment, and we have Death. Yeah, this is serious. Like serious. Yeah, serious. Like how serious? Like real serious? Yeah, like real serious? Yeah, like real serious. Cause with the Ten of Swords, they hit rock bottom, because Ten of Swords is rock bottom or despair or calling out for help. Then you have the Tower here. So they hit rock bottom intellectually. The swords represents communication, people seeing through their lies. Well, you lied and you said the collective was this. So they hit rock bottom because they have nothing else to say, or they can't pick up, or they're basically fumbling over their words or fumbling what they have said about you here, which is a secret with the High Priestess in reverse that they're trying to hide from you. Also, we have judgment and death. So now they feel like that they can't speak up, or they feel like that they're stuck with the words that they spoke here, that they may want to, kick the bucket. They want to kick the bucket here with the death card. This is bad. This is major. Excuse me. Swords, Ten of Swords. They can't speak. They're stunned. They're shocked by the turn of events. The Tower has hit them. Judgment is now placed upon them, and it's the end of it all. They're in survival mode that they can't get out of. How can they get out of survival mode? You need to be revived to get out of survival mode. How can they do that? I'm not telling them how to do that. To be honest, I don't feel they have the opportunity or the right to get out of survival mode. That's just me. And the reason why I feel that way is because they did too much. They did too much. They did entirely too much. This was all unnecessary. And for me, I'm speaking for me in this moment here when it comes to my story in my life, everything that happened here. To be honest, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I probably would not have said anything if they weren't coming for me. I'm being so for real with you. Because I'm the type of person that if I see you doing foolish things, I'm just going to disconnect from you. I don't like arguing. I don't like fighting unless I really have to. If I don't need to do it, I'm not going to do it. And I felt that by moving far away or far enough away from these individuals that I would be okay. But the shadows followed me. They followed me like a shadow. And I had to do something or say something for the shadows to stop following me or being on my back like a monkey. I don't want a monkey on my back. That's just my personal experience, my personal point of view. All could have been left alone if they would have stopped coming for me. But yet they felt because they're my mother or my father, toxic mother, toxic father here, they felt that they could kept coming and gunning for me. And that's just not how that's going to work over here. When you come for me, just know I have no done, meaning I will not stop until I feel ready to stop. That's the dark side of my Scorpio trait. Don't come for me. Because I would never, ever stop coming for you. I would make you so uncomfortable that you're going to be second guessing your life choices. I'm so for real. That's why I don't bother with people or I don't do things towards people. I let people be. But the moment you step into my arena, it's fair game. And you're going to feel me. Who don't hear will feel. Who don't hear will always feel with me. So that's just my point of view. And I don't feel sorry for these riffraffs. I don't. So we have the Seven of Swords here, confession here. Now they're being forced to confess because they want to get out of survival mode. Well, I'm going to get out of this. Can somebody help me get out of this? I don't know what to do. That's them, child. That's them. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. No, get yourself out of it, Karmic. Since you know so much about surviving, get yourself out of it. You don't need the collective's help. You're on two different spectrums when it comes to life. You're thriving. They're surviving. You're not the same. If you were the same, they would not be doing this foolishness towards you. They're protagonists. All they know how to do is just do things toward you to get a certain response out of you here. Now they're sad because it's not working. Oh, well, stop doing it towards people here. You could come from a middle class environment, take it how it resonates. Middle class to where you may have had friends who may have thought that you were privileged or rich. You may have lived in a nice area or a nice town when you were growing up, take it how it resonates. Or this family portrayed themselves as if they were very wealthy or rich in spirit, and they weren't. They were not. Someone's name is Andrew. We have Karmic here, a Karmic fake emperor. Father figure, brother figure, however it resonates here. There's a Gemini that's pregnant. Take it how it resonates. Or this Gemini may have felt to become pregnant to keep this baby or to keep this fake emperor. Someone's making sushi from scratch. They're heartbroken because this masculine energy doesn't want this baby or don't want them. Okay, take it how it resonates. If this person was in competition with you here, again, take it how it resonates. They felt by having a baby to keep this man or this man child here, that would have been the best bet to keep this man child away from you. You don't want this dusty. You don't want anything to do with this derelict. You don't want anything to do with this desolate, dusty, whatsoever here. And this, whoever this low vibrational Gemini here is really felt like if they got pregnant for this person, that would keep that person away from you. You don't want this person, but the person wants you. Clearly, it's clear to see that your light is very valuable. Your light is sacred. That's why they're trying to come towards you here. But you don't want anything to do with them. Could be a Capricorn, take it how it resonates. Could be a Capricorn that's very, very depressed right now because they're realizing that you see past their sneaky things or sneaky traits. Could also be a Libra. Take it how it resonates. Toxic family that's stuck. So far, we have strong Leo, Libra, Capricorn, Gemini that feel stuck. Someone's name is Ann Twain. A-N-T-W-A-I-N, Ann Twain. I'm hearing the name Thibodeau or Theopolis. Tiamat, T-I-A-M-A-T. Tiamat is actually an energy. She's a deity, one of many deities. That energy may have came to you recently. Tiamat. You could be wanting to work more with energies or deities. Okay, if you on the right side of things, nothing bad is going to happen to you. But if you are abusing these energies or these deities to do harmful things towards other people, they could turn on you. So I don't advise you to do that. Okay, but if you want to work with them, work with them. Don't play with them. It's a big difference. Don't play with them. Work with them. But we have hiding something here, siblings. Maybe this is a sibling here that's hiding what they have done towards you. Or they maybe have thoughts they have hiding things towards you here. You can't hide survivalness because it shows up in many different aspects of that person's world or reality. Despite them living in a state of hopelessness and survivalness, it's pretty hard to hide that a person's actually surviving because there's many different signs and signals that pop up to see that that person could actually be in survival mode here. So as a sibling here that's hanging on the skin of their teeth or hanging by a loose string here and they can't handle this. It's like unhand me or unravel me or take me out of this survival mode. That's where they belong. They belong where they belong, and that's surviving. Oh, okay. For whoever resonates, there is an Aquarius friend, or you may have been a friend. You could be the Aquarius, or you have an Aquarius friend that was doing spell work on you here. They're getting a backfire here with no communication and stuck energy and hidden agenda. Damn, and bad luck here. Wow, hidden agenda and bad luck. They were doing pre-transition spells on you. For what reason? Because they hate you. Well, why do they hate you? Because I don't like them, because I hate them. That's not a reason why to do death spells on the collective, because you don't like them or you hate them. Did the collective do something to you to warrant them being pre-transition out? That is the correct question that needs to be answered. And the answer is no. You walked away. You disconnected, specifically for whoever resonates with this Aquarius friend. Their life is falling apart. Their money has dried up. If they have kids, they may actually lose a child to some form of a gun violence or something of that nature. I'm picking up here. It could be a car accident or gun violence, or it could be wrapped up into one. And I'm not going to dive too deep into that, but just know that if they were coming for a child or a child of yours, theirs are going to be, I don't know if y'all heard that squeak, but it's not looking good for this Aquarius friend here. Yeah, we have thief here. They try to take something from you, and something that they love is going to be taken from them, and they're not going to be able to rest or handle this here. So don't be surprised if you got this so-called Aquarius friend reaching out to you to bury the hatchet or to get some form of apology from you. Yeah, they were doing things secretly behind your back. Whoever they love is going to be very sick, and they're not going to be able to handle it. I ain't making it up. I ain't making it up, boo. Somebody eating Popeyes. We also have Taurus here. A message is coming. So a Taurus could be suffering in silence. An Aquarius could be suffering in silence. And Aries is suffering in silence. Take it how it resonates. Okay. This is the low vibrational energies that I'm speaking about here. Okay. They're very weak in spirit. They have no gossip. They can't say anything about you. They're quiet. They're stuck. Well, you said the collective is this. So they have nothing else to say. So they feel stuck. They feel, ooh, thank you. Right on time. They feel humiliated. Right on time. This is right on time for them to feel how they're feeling here. Perseverance is in reverse. They can't preserve the lies. They can't preserve the gossip that they spoke about you. Yep, energy drain, which is a very necessary ending here. They drain their own energy coming for you, and that's the reality check that they are receiving. Yes, I did say Popeyes. Somebody's eating Popeyes. You could be eating some form of a fried chicken, KFC, something like that. Or you could be cooking your own fried chicken. Somebody's making ramen or noodles. You could be making oxtail today, or you having a seafood boil. Someone loves oatmeal. Maybe you add honey into your oatmeal. Risk versus reward. Due to a lack of commitment, they risk the reward by trying to come up against you. The lack of commitment that they have towards themselves was very risky, because they thought that the risk outweighed the reward, and it did not. Or maybe in this instance, it did for them. The lack of commitment to self was very risky for them to come towards you. Very risky. And they're learning that. Now they have bottled up emotions. They could be yelling at you behind the scenes, screaming at you, but who cares? you're not where they are because they fear your power, the power of the truth or the power of the light. To be honest, they were very naive when it came to you because they thought that they knew every part of you or intricate part of you, or they thought that they could beat you. And you can't beat someone that you don't know. Sit with that for a moment. How is it that a person is trying to come up against another person and you don't know anything about them, but yet you're trying to beat them? You need to have some form of a blueprint in order to beat another person. Not so. How else are you going to learn who they are? If that makes sense. So for them to not know who you were, why would they think that they could beat you? They don't know you. And if you don't know that person, you don't know how they're coming. Does that make sense? They don't know a darn thing about you. So they really were the naive one. We got scared. Got scared. It says, quick getaway, the runner or escaping. You could be doing like DoorDash or Uber Eats. If you're on the right side of things, I need to make that clear. So if you're currently doing like Uber Eats and Uber or DoorDash and those type of like delivery services here, you won't be doing that for much longer. Maybe about the next, maybe to the end of the summer or so, if you're looking for a job, to secure a home. So if you are watching me and you may not have a home right now, you could be homeless right now. I strongly feel by the end of summer, you'll be in a home, okay? So I don't know who that message is for. Yeah, right now you're penny pinching or you're saving up money, yeah, with receipts. So if you are living in a hotel or if you're living in your car, if you're on the right side of things, I need to make that clear. You're going to receive a home within the next month or two. So we're in July. No, we actually really get ready to be in August. So between like August and September, okay? You going to come back and tell me. Yes, you going to come back and tell me heart to heart. Yeah. Yes, and you deserve it. You do. So all of your hard work is not going like unnoticed, okay? Or unannounced. So this is why it's very important to ensure that you continue to grow, because the more that you grow, the more they descend. That's how the tables turn, or that's how the tables work. The more that you ascend, the more they descend. And if you don't put yourself in the position to ascend, they won't descend. That's how tables turn. They're fed up that they're stuck. There's a town of individuals talking about these family members here, and they want people to stop talking about them. They don't want the heat on them, or they don't want the attention. They feel like that people are after them, to be honest here. They feel like people are trying to hurt them or trying to exile them, and they feel like they have to get out of Dodge or get out of town. This is what they're thinking right now. They need to get out of harm's way. And everywhere they go, harm is going to follow them, because that's what they put out into the world. Again, they don't know how energy works, clearly. Yeah, message. They feel threatened, or they feel like their life is threatened, or they feel like their life is, yeah, I'm not making it up. They don't feel safe by their own community, but based on the lies that they spoke about you, because the community is very unsettled or very angry that a mother figure or mature woman, grandmother, aunt, whoever, however resonates in your story here, could lie so nasty towards you in this way. And they don't feel safe within their community, so they're trying to get out of Dodge. Yeah, bad health. They feel sick to their stomach that people see them as a liar. Oh, well, you should have never did it. It's that simple. You should have never did it. You don't have to honor a disrespectful mother or father. You don't have to honor a toxic mother or father. Where's the honor in that? Why should you honor someone that won't even respect you? Get out of that small way of thinking, despite who it is. People love to use titles to justify their abuse towards you. And that's not fair to you. It's not fair to you. We have imprisonment here. Somebody eating Little Caesar's pizza, or you're thinking about getting it for dinner tonight. If they don't respect you, why should you respect them? And I'm actually getting tired of people who never been in a situation in this way or this predicament here to tell others that you need to honor and respect a mother or father. Not if they're not honoring or respecting you. It is what it is. Yeah, family room, all the secrets are out. They know this family to be very incestuous, diabolical, abusive, liars, and no one wants to deal with these individuals, which is a major concern for them because now their reputation is messed up. Now people see them for the filth that they are, and they can't handle it. Oh, woe is me. Oh, wow, people see me like a yeah, you are who you are, karmic mommy or karmic daddy. We don't care about you, boo. We don't. You don't care about you. You're gonna learn to not mash the collective scorns. You're going to learn to stay in your place, despite whatever age you may be, karmic mommy or karmic daddy. You're going to learn that you're not going to be effing towards the collective here. You're going to learn, tis what it is. Take those titles off. Titles mean nothing when they're abusing you. Titles mean nothing when they're disrespecting you on a day-to-day. Titles mean nothing when they can't even give you that respect. It don't mean anything. And that's what they're learning. You don't get to disrespect someone and then, well, I'm your mom and I don't give a flying F you as an ant on the floor. You would not disrespect me. I don't take disrespect light from anybody. I don't care who you are. Specifically a mother or father figure here who feel like that they had complete control over you. Negative. Try again. To be honest, you are the educator. You educating this mother and father figure. You're more of a real mother or real father than these individuals were towards you. Now they're trying to lawyer up, but plot twist here. They had a lawyer here, a crooked lawyer that they hired to do foolish things towards you or to get insight or intel in regards to how to drag out a court case in court here. And this lawyer is going to be slammed for that. Oh, you never told me that they knew this. You never told me that they had discernment. You didn't tell me that they were aware of what's going on. Well, why not? Why do people feel that they are so comfortable in the dark? Why would they feel that they would never, ever, ever be discovered in regards to what they have done towards you? They made a career out of this. A whole career in trying to destroy you. A lawyer is in trouble. A judge is in trouble. A doctor is in trouble. Family members of this so-called dynamic, this toxic dynamic is in trouble. Exes that came along and decided to play within this foolish game are in trouble. A lot of them are. And they deserve it. Give people what they deserve. They deserve to be highlighted in the spotlight that they wanted. They begged for it, right? They craved for it, right? They wanted to show who were truly big and bad, right? Well, if you're so big and bad, karmic mom or karmic dad, you should be able to handle the spotlight, right? Why can't they handle what they put out? Why not? And as you're bossing up in life, however that resonates for you, they have to watch and see you prosper. I got a puppy, okay? So that's what y'all hearing behind. I got a little puppy, all right? That's my baby playing with their ball, okay? got criminal hair. Yes, thank you, Miss Mary. Miss Mary says on YouTube that spotlight follows you. But what type of spotlight? Is it a good spotlight or is it a negative spotlight? Because people could be in spotlight for many different reasons, if that makes sense. And they decided to be in the spotlight with nothing of but negativity. They wanted to be in the spotlight of survival. Once again, you cannot have revival without survival. You can't. Sometimes you need to be at the bottom of everything in order for you to see everything. Sometimes you need to hit rock bottom to see what is happening at the origin of that rock bottom, if that makes sense. Sometimes you need to see the cancer or see the origin of the cancer. And once you're able to see where the cancer is coming from the origin, you're able to eradicate it. Butcher. They butchered themselves. They wanted fame, right? Brand muffin states on TikTok. They wanted fame, didn't they? Yeah, they did. But it's crazy. Now that they got the fame with the 15 minutes of shame, they can't handle it. They can't handle the 15 minutes of shame, of permanent shame that they keep calling upon. These people don't make sense, child. They don't make sense. They don't make sense. We have trust in reverse. They got it for sure. Somebody learning how to work with chopsticks or eat with chopsticks. Someone loves Japanese culture. You may have a home that's surrounding like Japanese culture, okay? We have magic in reverse. They don't trust their magic because it's failed them. Their magic has failed them. And they're not happy about it. They're frustrated. Let me repeat this again. You survived. They did not. You survived the gossip. You survived the slander. You survived the backbiting. They did not. You survived the trolls. You survived the hate, the exile. They did not. Everything they prayed for is now placed onto their lap. The gossip, the slander, the backbiting, the trolls, the hate, the exile. The thoughts inside of being treated in that manner that they treated you from other people horrifies them, makes them afraid, makes them kind of standoffish, makes them wanting to hide behind other people here. They all have went silent. They're scared, unpredictable, don't know who's after them, and they regret every last decision that they made to come up against you. Again, you cannot have revival without survival. You have to visit the origin in order for you to change the narrative of the situation. Does that make sense? What could they possibly revive if all they know is survival? If that's all they know, hands down. And most people that live in survival mode are going to destroy you because that's all they know. So it's not fair to you when you're doing all of the work and you're doing everything possible to ensure that you're thriving in a very magnificent and beautiful way. And you have individuals that are thriving or surviving off of surviving here. It's not fair to you. The moment that they hit rock bottom is the moment that they stood there. You, on the other hand, when you hit rock bottom, it gave you an opportunity to find an outlet or to find an exit to shift the narrative of this story or this whatever here. Narrative, whatever the case may be. They wanted you to hit rock bottom and keep you there. A glimmer of hope shined through the cracks, and it was the beginning of your revival. You're getting a second chance or another opportunity at life. What are you going to do differently this time? Have you truly learned the lessons and the experiences that you have experienced from your past? That's a question that you can only answer for yourself. What are you going to do differently to ensure that you don't place yourself back into this situation again? That's where the revival comes in. Oh yeah, yep, I experienced that. I don't like that. Nope, that wasn't good for me. You know what? Let me try this way. Yeah, let me go this way. Yeah, okay. Don't do that, but try this. Okay, yeah, I like this. This is where your discernment comes in. Remember, you graduated from a very harsh experience that these individuals tried to place you in. You graduated. You graduated top dog, valedictorian, summa cum laude. The graduation of your life. Not everyone is seeing you in a space where you're doing extremely well. And if you're not, I'm going to put you as if you are, okay? Because we're very optimistic over here. I'm going to put you in a position as if you are thriving if you have not yet. Because that's what I want to see for you guys. I want to see you guys thrive. And people are seeing you thriving. People are seeing you growing. People are seeing the light that comes from with you. And people can't understand or fathom where they're scratching their head trying to figure out, well, why would they say those things about you? Because they were surviving. They wanted to push that onto you. They wanted to push that baton of survival onto you because they felt like that you were the best one for the job. No, again, your portion is not to survive. Your portion is to thrive. Not survive. I love that. Waterfall states on TikTok, not every failure is a failure after all. That's so true. Sometimes it's a redirection for you to see that the path that you were going down, sometimes blindly, because sometimes you're not aware, and that's fine. But the moment that you're able to take accountability for the things that you weren't aware at the time, that helps with also the revival of your thriving. And you deserve that. 100%. You deserve to thrive. You deserve to learn the lessons that you learned and take those resources and tools that you learned from the past to shape you or to catapult you into your thriving season, your permanent thriving season. It says success. I'm gonna stop right here. Oh, I love how spirit you. Yeah, and you can rest. Okay. I love man. Let me tell you, I love how spirit be spirit and child. You were not here to survive. You were here to thrive. Don't allow anyone to speak nothingness into your life. I don't care who it is. Friend, foe, family, ex-lover. I don't give a flying F who it is. You're here to succeed. You're here to thrive. You're here to thrive. Let me say that again. You are here to thrive. However that looks for you. And however that looks for you, and once you realize that you can thrive, push it full throttle. To hell with them. We don't care about these naysayers. Naysayers don't make how your life is going to end up. You do. Okay? So, strong Leo. Okay? But we have Gemini. Strong Gemini. The Gemini came out as well. Strong Leo. Strong Gemini. Strong Leo. Okay? Somebody learning karate, or you're learning how to do like jiu-jitsu or something. Or you could be taking up boxing again. Could be a Capricorn. Okay? Could be a Sagittarius. Take it how it resonates. You deserve to thrive every day. Before you get on your phone in the morning, get into that mirror. I don't care if it's a rear view mirror. I don't care if it's a little pocket mirror. Find a mirror. It could even be your phone. Every day, tell yourself, I am here to thrive. I will successfully thrive. Not even will. I am thriving. Don't add will, because if you add I will, that's future. And you will always keep chasing after the future. Act as if it's happening now in real time. I am thriving. Despite you might not be thriving now, still say, I am thriving. I am successful. I am a powerhouse. I am this. I am that. Speak life into yourself. Absolutely. Miss Jamie says on YouTube, speak life into yourself. You could be a Sagittarius. Could be a Taurus. Capricorn. Pisces. Leo. Strong Leo. All right. So if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to grab your copy of your book here. Yes, I said a shameless plug. Wisdom Beyond Wounds. I am going to create a group today. As soon as I get off of here, I'm going to create this group and I'm going to be posting it all over. So if you feel comfortable, of course, wanting to come in there, that group is specifically made. It's not even a group. I want to call it a community because I really feel that community is going to grow really, really, really vast. That's what I see. And it's going to be a safe space where you can express whatever it is that you want to express. But please keep in mind, it's not a place to trauma bond. No, 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 sir, no, ma'am. It's not going to be a place to trauma bond. If you feel that this community is best for you or works for you here, make sure that you are open to healing. Okay? That's the most important thing. Make sure that you are open to healing. You have a problem, I have the solution. And the solution here is for you to heal, to get up out this foolishness here. Okay? I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all your support. It is truly appreciated. I think I sold over 150 copies already, so thank you so much. Wisdom Beyond Wounds. It's on Amazon. Wisdom Beyond Wounds. Wisdom Beyond Wounds. And that's actually going to be the name of the group as well, too. Okay? I love you guys. Y'all go out there, be freaking great. Be freaking phenomenal. As I know that you are. You are freaking phenomenal. You hear me? You are freaking phenomenal. You are a thriver, not a survivor. You are a thriver, not a survivor. Okay? Love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Thank you. Mwah. See you later. Bye. Bye-bye. See y'all, YouTube. Love ya. See ya.